That's my new favorite thing to do. It's the little things in life. The little thing. It is the little things in life. What was it John Lennon said? Life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. That reminds me of something else, because I am a blank slate. Like I've said, I am getting encouraged by my higher self, by source energy, to not overthink, not pre-plan, don't script. Just put yourself out there. Okay. So, but anyway, that just made me think of this story I heard years ago of, I think it was a lecturer at a uni. So I'm not sure if this was a real story or not, but I'll tell you because it's good. It's good to know. So he had a class, and I may not tell it properly. So I know I'm absolutely giving you so much faith in me and the information I'm passing on to you. Anyway, I I feel really giggly right now. That's so funny. Or not, is it? I don't know. Okay, let me just try and tell the story. I do like stories. I like sort of fable stories and stories that can help you shift your perspective into a more holistic sort of perspective, way of seeing things. So this one was a lecturer, I believe, at a maybe university or college, had a jar. He had all his students there, and he had a jar and he filled it full of rocks right up to the top. And then he asked his students, is this jar full? And they went, yeah, doesn't look like you can put any more rocks in there. It's full. And then he went and grabbed some pebbles. And he put the pebbles in that kind of fell between the rocks. And he went right up to the top, and then he said, okay, is the jar now full? And they're like, okay, you tricked us the first time. But now we're pretty sure it's full. And then he went and got, of course, a bucket of sand. And he poured the sand in that fell through all the other pebbles and rocks. And then it was full. And they're like, yeah, it's full. And he explained that the big rocks were like the massive things in life, like birth, death, marriage, divorce. And then the pebbles were, say events, or you're going to things that stand out. You went to a festival. And then the sand, which actually took up most of the jar, was all the everydayness, the just beingness. And perhaps sometimes we put too much emphasis on the rocks or even the pebbles, and we forget how much the sand is in our lives, like the little things. And personally, I have a pretty simple life. I'm quite a solitary person at times, but then I can be very personable. I mean, in my work, I do events and stuff, and I'm dealing with a lot of people, and then a lot of people coming to the event. So I've got the contrast. That's maybe why I enjoy my solitary time so much. I do find I recharge in my ownness, in my ownliness, which isn't loneliness. You can be alone without being lonely. It's okay to be lonely, except I think that's imbalance. Like if you were on your own all the time and you didn't have people, perhaps that could be lonely. There are a lot of people in the world who are doing it on their own and doing it without resources, without a home, without knowing where their next meal is. And I feel like that is out of balance. I find I am very much learning the balance in life at the moment and how important it is to find that center point. Okay, hang on. Where did I write it? So I've recently found, like, I've had a few more amazing, inspirational people come in through YouTube and the internet. There's been actually a whole lot of amazing intuitive energy tarot readers who have such a great perspective and understanding of life. But where did I write this? A lot of amazing people on YouTube that are really like, they are on their path of purpose, no doubt. And they are teaching people how to navigate this reality, this real reality, because it's not exactly what we thought it to be, or it was taught to us to be, or led to believe. So I have been talking about the dark and the light, and for some reason it has to be this side and this side. The dark's on that side, the light's on that side, the past's on that side, the future's on that side. I don't exactly know why, but then I had something come in recently. So I'm talking about the balance of light and dark, and I kept saying it's not good to be all the way in the light, but I didn't know why. I'm like, why isn't it good to be all light? Surely. But I was adamant, even though I didn't have the answer and I didn't know, that there was something not quite right, and it was the center point. And then I've recently started watching this amazing person, David Bayer. And if you haven't watched him, just go watch, because the way he explains things is so clear, so easy to understand. It's certainly been helping me get more of a foothold, so to speak, on my understanding of what is, because sometimes all the time actually, when I have information come in, like from my higher self and source energy, and it comes in, like, often it'll come in most of the time like a big block of everything. And sometimes it's a little overwhelming because it's not coming in like dot points. Although it can sometimes. It's not coming in dot points. It's not kind of sectioned out and I can go, oh, that makes total sense. It is a massive block of everything. And then I slowly kind of decipher and move through it. And then often, as I've found, answers do come from other people, or they can come from animals or come from nature too. So what he was saying about dark, he spoke about the dark and the light, and how the dark, which we see as bad, but nothing is neither really good or bad, it just is. He did say the sort of entity Ahriman, and I haven't heard of Ahriman before, but I will probably take the time at some point to look more into that, just to understand it. I don't think I want to give it too much of my attention. And that is more so the earth realm. And that's also, the earth realm, the doing part of our reality. I'm just having a look at my notes here. The system of control, which obviously comes from fear. Oh, that's something else I should talk about. I had a bath epiphany. I had a couple, and maybe I'll just finish this. Let me just write that down so I don't forget. But that's related to this dark side, what I will get back to if I have enough time. I'll try and make sure I do. So, and that is the projection wheel, chronic overworking, chronic worrying about security, and all that not so lovely stuff. But then the light, which we see as good, is luciferic, which we think is Lucifer. But I don't think Satan and Lucifer are the same thing. Lucifer's different. So Lucifer is such a bright light, an energetic entity, so much light it's unbearable, but it's related to the excesses and addictions and constantly needing and the extremes. So now I understand why I didn't think all the way to the light was a good thing, because it's then out of balance yet again. So it is if you go down the dark. But we do need both, but it is always, and this keeps coming to me. I've shown you this before if you've been watching. This is so important. Not my actual hands. I see why this symbol, this prayer symbol, why it is, because this is the centeredness. This is the middle path. I'm just going to put that up to my pineal. The center path, the middle path, the path less traveled. It's very important. So that is, we have both our light and dark, dark, light. But we are not going to either extreme, but we are balancing them in the center, because we can't exist, I feel, without both. But it is finding our balance. And I think perhaps in this reality experience, this realm that we are in, that is part of the game. The game of life is to experience and to know. Like, I've been down the dark path. I haven't been down all the way to the bottom. And I've been up to the light. And I have had the excesses. And I've been learning over years, I don't really want that. I don't want to over excel. I don't want the excesses like the addictions. I used to drink quite a bit, or not like crazy, not a crazy amount, but the next day if you've drunk too much, that's horrible. And from having that experience though, I have determined I don't want that experience. I don't want to overindulge. I don't want to overindulge in alcohol. I don't want to overindulge in food. That can be just as bad. Like overeating feels horrible. Like, I'm not really a big eater, but when I have eaten a bit more, like at Christmas or something like that, or someone's birthday, and feeling that feeling of, oh, and it's almost like the food's filled up to my throat and I don't want to do anything. I feel like I just want to sit there and digest and get rid of that feeling. So overindulging isn't good with anything. I don't know. You might say there might be something good. Overindulging, I was going to say, you might say, what about if you're giving to people? No, that's the same. If you overindulge your giving, you drain yourself. So that's not good either. So we don't want to overindulge. And there was also something too about underindulging or denying thyself. And I think Jesus said that about denying thyself, but I don't think fully. And I believe that the Buddha too had the excesses, born into affluence and born into royalty, born into privilege, but then wanted to find the more to life and knew there was more to life, and then went out into the world on their own and then actually denied themselves from food, from water, from people, from company, from everything, and then realized that too, that's no good. You can't deny yourself. I mean, we're here to experience, aren't we? Now, as I've said many times, I'm here just kind of talking it out, working it out. I'm trying to shift from working it out to playing it out, but to just consciously look at life and look at how our world's been working and discern from what I've learned individually and from what I've observed and witnessed, what is the point? What is the point? I think I did find the answer to that, but I've forgotten. I did find the purpose of life and the meaning of life, but it's just lost to me in this moment. And more so, I'm finding I am drawn into this moment now, in that encouragement to not overthink things and analyze too much, and to allow this moment now, whatever it is that needs to come out of my mouth, what I need to say, what I should be thinking, or even shoulds not the right word, what is timely in this moment now for me, which could be for you, because we are like magnets with each other. And if you allow yourself, you will connect with the people, places, things that are required for you as you are navigating your life. Okay, let me just shift from that now. But thank you, Dave, for your insight. Dave Bayer, look him up. Like, amazing. There's an amazing amount of people doing amazing things to help everyone else, because this is the time, and we are changing, but we are the change. So we have to be it first. You can't wait for the external to be your signal to change, or you can't wait for the external to make you change. You are the change. We all are. And as we all choose for ourselves, choose better for ourselves and all others, then we have already created that in the energetic realm, within the plasma fields, the quantum fields. And then as we align and we keep our focus and faith upon it, faith, hope, it's not hope, it's beyond hope. Belief, everything is our belief systems. If we believe it to be so and relax into that and allow that, and not keep falling back when we don't see it straight away into the fear of it's not coming, because when we do that, it's not coming. We kind of halt it in its tracks, because there is a time lag within our creation as we create, and then there is that alignment. So it is mind, heart coherence. So we create it with our mind, our thoughts, our imagination, and then we align with our emotions and our feelings. So it's like that's the rocket fuel of desire. It's already been created in the etheric as we keep our focus and attention on it, but not, see, this is a tricky thing, not too much. Like if you're hyper focused in a way that you're like, oh, please come. Please, I hope you come. Don't not come. Oh, don't do that. That's when we cut it off, and it's like, oh, kind of stuck there in the vortex, in the plasma field, waiting for us to line up with it so it can fall on in, collapse on in, bloom on out for everyone to enjoy. So, what am I saying? I feel I'm segueing a little bit too much. I am jumping from here to there at this point. And I almost feel now, so this other story that was kind of related to the dark, the light with the middle path, more so to the dark, I think, and fear. I might save that one. It was very interesting. It was a nighttime bath epiphany, and I'm finding I'm just called to the bath often as I can, to the best of my ability, and then just to be and allow what comes in, to just relax. Don't try and make things happen. There's a lot in that allowing and just breathing, relaxing. I was waiting for something to come in on that. Is there something coming in on that? Maybe I just need to get back to that little story for a moment, in the everydayness, in the every little moments, in the grains of sand. Like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. And it is a perpetual Groundhog Day, Groundhog Week, actually, I feel like it is, that goes round and round and round, and then occasionally you throw a pebble in the mix. There's a gathering or a dinner or a birthday, and then occasionally again it might go around 100 times, and then boom, suddenly there's a big rock thrown in. There's the wedding, the divorce, the baby, the birth, the death. But in that, what do we want these sands to be? What are these sands of time? And I feel like the sands that we've created, and it is a co-creation, we're all part of this creation, whether we believe it to be true or not, that we have the opportunity in every moment actually to turn our focus away from what we don't want to what we do want. See, there I go again. Don't want, do want. I don't know why that is. I'm hoping an answer comes in. And actually, I know an answer will come in. I'm excited to see where it comes in from. Why? Why is the good and the light on the right and the dark and the negative on the left? Because I'm seriously adamant. I even correct myself if I do it wrong. But I have no idea why. So how about if I just ask now for that answer to come in? And may it come in a wonderful, magical, mystical, beautiful way. Because this unfolding of life, even when it's not so beautiful, it is. But I think now, as we are much more conscious, we can actually choose to let go a lot of that fear and the trauma cycles, the ancestral generational curses, you could call them, that are passed down through the ages. And this loop we've been stuck in, it's like a record being stuck on the same song. But we've actually tripped it over. There's just a lag, so we're not hearing our song yet. But if we're waiting for it on the outer, it'll never come. We have to start singing it now. What is this song? What song do we want to sing? I think the song is about our world that we're creating. I think it's about the world where everyone's healthy, happy, fit and fulfilled, safe and protected, in abundance, living their purpose, their dreams, their desires. Even in that, I was kind of like, did you notice the pause with desires? Because I think people get caught up in wanting stuff to feel better, and I don't think it's about that. I don't think there's any amount of stuff to feel that whole if you're trying to feel something with things on the outside, with material possessions, because nothing's even really real anyway. And that feeling of the hold of that vacancy in your gut, in your solar plexus, has to be you. You have to feel it with yourself, with your own love for yourself. So if we remember, everything on the outside is a reflection from the inside. So if you're seeing things on the outside that you don't like, don't try and change it in the reflection. Go within. Find the source within. The source is within. All of us. No one is apart from that. Nobody, there's no special people and not special people. Either we're all special or we're all not special, because we are all the same energy in a different form. So don't ever think, that's for other people, not for me. No, it's for you too. For everyone. Not a soul left out of this equation. We are all that is, and all that is all that is, and that is you. Okay, I think I'm going to go because I'm going to go and make beautiful little grains of sand and enjoy them in my day. No matter what I'm doing, whether it's cleaning the toilet or doing my computer office work or whatever, I'm just going to choose to enjoy it and relish in the fact that I'm here to have this experience. I do get to choose, depending on where I put my focus and my attention and how I align my emotions and myself and my soul, And I'm going to do my very best. And sometimes I might not do my very best, but that's okay because I will keep choosing and choosing until it's such a habit that I probably won't ever not choose the best anymore, if that makes sense. And maybe if you know that too and you do that, and imagine if we all did that, if we all chose to do our very best and know that it's an inside job and we're playing it out from the inside out. Don't take too much, like just use the reflection to let you know where you're at. It's like just telling you, oh, you might have a little thing that you got to tweak on the inside, and then do that. And don't panic. Don't stress. When has stress and worry ever made a situation easier or better? Learn to self-soothe and calm. Keep reminding yourself of the balance. So if you're in excess or if you're in lower negatively polarized energies, just remind yourself each time. Just find yourself coming back to the center. Boo! To the center point, to balance. And I think that may be like what we're really here to do, along with sharing that information. Like, well, it's not like we have a choice, but all the information through what we experience through our preferences of life goes back to all that is our source energy, which is inside of us all. And then from that, we keep creating and expanding and evolving. Okay, definitely on that note. And also, I've just noticed the sun's out, so I'm going to go kick my Ugg boots off and go barefoot on the dewy grass under the sun. So I've got my earth, air, fire, water, sunlight, earthing, breathe. I'll be breathing with air. And water everywhere because there's dewy grass, and I might have a cup of herbal tea to help that one. So wherever you are, I hope you're having a beautiful morning, arvo, evening. I am always sending much love, and I will pop back into Mars.